Hello, everyone. How's it going? What have you got for us? Almost the same old shit. I'm embarrassed to admit. The difference between the War Party and the Blood Drive shows is those two tours is very little. Well, let's put it this way: there was a lot of recycled characters. There was George Bush is recycled. I think Osama bin Laden recycled. Gorgor's recycled. Mike Tyson's recycled. Only difference is maybe there wasn't a pope. I guess the songs are changed up. And so, yeah, look. Video and audio is good. Generic Beer is telling me because I don't hear that very often. But he helps. He's helping out, and I appreciate it. So I get my phone handy, put it on. My chat messages are good, ready to go in case there's a problem. Seems like up here I'm more likely to have lagging issues. I noticed, yeah, the audio was not that great last night because it was off to the side too much. Lapel mic. So, anywho. So, yeah, this is 2004. And I guess we should just jump into it, unless you guys got some questions. Audio is great, says Dub. Thank God. For once. For once, y'all. Audio sounds good, but I don't think Sleazy's reading the YouTube chat. Just proved you wrong, didn't I? Games by Mark Wolf. Who's got egg on their face now? Oh, I didn't hear that. That 11 Shovel 11 contribution. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, shit. I got that echo thing going. You guys hear the echo? I would guess you'd have to hear the... You would have to be... hear the tabletop, right? I didn't have my thing in. I got audio up on everything. I think I could shut some of these down. I got... Should I leave it up on Twitch or YouTube? Rumble, YouTube. Okay, Twitch. Gotcha. My pop-outs. My pop-outs are Rumble and YouTube, and Twitch will be the window I'll keep open just to monitor how things are going. I need a monitor for every pop-out chat. What the fuck? Happy New Year, Don. To you and your family, health and happiness. Thanks, Tim McCarino. Appreciate it. Just a pleasant white noise, the heating fan in the garage. Are you talking about my shit? You were wrong. That's my central air in my upstairs office. All right, let's get this rolling. What kind of intro was that? It wasn't. It just wasn't. You know, I realized we skipped over is Tour de Scum. Tour de Scum, which was what? more or less kind of Phallus and Wonderland on tour, sort of. Was that? Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't even remember what's on Tour Disco anymore, and I skipped over it. I should have run that. Whoa, that's loud. How am I going to talk over it? Yeah, guy looks exactly like Butthead, doesn't he? Beavis, where's Beavis? Butthead made it to the show. Beavis couldn't make it. I used to go to a playa called the Boathouse in Virginia Beach in the 80s. Minerva, the same venue renamed. They seem to book the same type of bands. Gee, I don't know. I don't know if the Boathouse has been renamed or not to the Norville. It's a great venue. And from what I understand, they're the same ones who own the National. And they're like my two favorite venues to play in the whole country, at least at this level, you know. I'm sure there's 20,000 seaters that are really great and 10,000 seaters that are dumps. But we never played any of those, so as far as I know. A little dim. Oh. It's better. Get it right there so I can talk on top of it. It should be okay. Yeah, I can talk on top of that, right? Singer has a ripped 8-pack. It's great when you're a cartoon band. Draw your muscles on. I don't know what we got into that. It was kind of funny though. Is it war paint? Or is it trying to add shading? Symbolism, symbolic, or representational? Which is it? As an artist, I was never clear on that. That's always the problem with GWAR. Is it symbolic of metal, or is it representational of metal? I kind of look symbolic. Cameras must have got an upgrade for this recording. Nah, pretty much the same cameras. Another Iberreel. The XL1, XL. It's the Canon XLR1, XL1, XL1, which was an overrated camera in my opinion. Not as good as Sony DX2000s. That series. For shooting this kind of stuff was way better. So we got two Sonys and one XL1, and I'd always make the XL1 the lock-off camera in the back. Didn't quite have the light sensitivity that the Sonys did. So, like I said, I think Sony's they just love this crazy lighting, man. This weird, uneven lighting there. And just always seems to fucking gap. Subscriber! Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You're entitled to black all you want. This is my favorite ball sack look. Well, anything that beats those goddamn Spanx he started wearing. That one was just... I had a real hard time with that. A real hard time. Why is Space Barbarian wearing Spanx? Spank shirt. So if you're getting fat and flabby, that's cool. You're a barbarian, man. That's what I always liked about this band. They didn't have to look ripped like fucking, you know, like Man of War. It's just to look like a fucking bunch of bikers, you know? A bunch of fucking ugly bikers. It's the way I always aesthetically thought it was supposed to work. The fat, flabby, nasty bikers. I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you on any of the three. Okay. My microphone is up. I got to turn the show down. So crank your overall volume. And yeah, I'll talk louder like this. Sorry about that. Could be closer. How about that? A little closer. Here's to the flawless audio here on Rumbles. So this is Todd instead of Casey. Is that right? So this is a 4-camera shoot. Unlike the previous one, we've got a somebody in the pit. Wow. Thanks for subscribing, Gina. Welcome. We had to pick on Courtney, didn't we? We just had to. Should have had her shooting up. Why didn't we use our big needle? Give her the big needle. Saw a photo of Keith Richards on stage at a live show where he had his feet below the stage by about 5 inches through 2 holes, allegedly due to him while high, falling and walking off stage in Cream magazine. Todd looks like he can kick everyone's ass and probably wants to. I loved him. I loved him as Beefcake, man. I probably was inspired to redo his chest piece. And it really finally finished this thing off. Made it the Beefcake costume. To me, the penultimate version is the one he wore for 2006, 2008. You know, up until the present. But, you know, the thing was is that breastplate had a 6-pack of muscles, and that's great. That's something about that matted, bloody hair. That looks fucking great. But yeah, when we brought Casey back, just to show you how big Todd was, I had to cut a full 2-pack off of that 6-pack and make it a 4-pack so that the breastplate reached the right length on his body, you know. Dude was big. 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Looks like Eddie from Iron Maiden. Yes, he does. Well framed, is it? Boop, 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 boop. Haha. Dave. Scott. He's a great victim actor. They all are. I guess you do it long enough. Is that Courtney Love Big Doug's ass? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The modern American family.
Is that Scott and Drag? Yeah. Crawl.
Hey! Okay! Right now, GWAR is out on tour. I guess that's pretty obvious. Anyway, we're playing a bunch of shit. Get ready to record our new album this summer.
What is it, War Party?
Here's one from the new disc out October 5th. This song is called Womb with a View.
Yeah, I'm just rocking out. I got nothing to say. Audio's too low for me, though. Put in both mics and make it better. Now it's stereo. Yeah, look, colors look great. And that's one of the things I really like about those Sonys. They make all the colors just sort of get the little extra pop to them. XL1 Canon, trying too hard to be cinematic, sort of like a realistic, a film camera that's substitute. It's trying to substitute a film camera look for video. Go. Go, Corey, go. Shred, buddy. Nice saturation, if I may say so, yeah. And, you know, shot at 480, you know. I mean, when you pull way back, yes, you lose detail. But, you know, there's no beating a camera with a good chip and that Sony color. You know, Sony knows how to do color.
Shut up!
Don't yell at me. Don't fucking yell at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Tyson, he needed a job. What can I say? We like to hire the handicapped.
Ever since I was young, I've been groomed to be not only physical, but as well as
What about your grandmother's nipples?
I'm violently retarded.
Sleazy, have you found GWAR performing at Mount Fuji?
Listen, I don't know what you're dealing
What,
Your boobs are beautiful.
live from Mount Fuji, the DVD? I mean, it's not a DVD, it's a video. Or, excuse me, it's a CD, right? So it's just a live CD.
I love you anyway. Hey, Slade, why don't you get
Sleazy live from, GWAR live from Mount Fuji.
Frankly, I'm afraid of Negroes.
I could see the Velcro straps on that thing worked a lot better earlier in the tour than it did later. Well, things a little loose. And that's Davis Bradley, of course. Spits up blood. So you saw what he does there. We've got a blood bag and you palm it. And then a key moment's like when you're taking a punch or something like that. You pop it near your face, near the impact, you know. But at times I've had one of those popped right into my mouth while I was inhaling. It's horrible. It was feels like drowning. The most panicky feeling I ever had while out on GWAR stage. It's getting a mouthful of carrageenan down the throat while inhaling. It's not like water. It's very viscous. Well, late with the blood. Late with the blood. It's always the worst. That's why I gotta cut away to odorous. Those hands are supposed to be removed. Corey! Miss him. What the hell's going on? Something's wrong with my monitor. This is a foreshadowing of what would happen later on when we would make Bloodbath and Beyond, which many fans scoffed as Crossfade and Beyond. Yeah, well, let's see you take horribly bad VHS footage, multi-generational decay, and try to edit it together in some cohesive manner. I dare you. I love how GWAR used most of the songs Corey wrote for his side project for Bloody Pit of Horror. I didn't know that, really. How ignorant I am about a lot of the songwriting process. I forgot this was cracking the egg. Shoot that fucker up with some crack. Name on Red Eye. It is a bloody pit of horror. Basically a name that we could drape loud music around. So I named it. Certainly describes the GWAR audience after a show. And we'll just shrug. Shrug.
And now, a paid political announcement.
There we go. First of two appearances by Trump. DJ Eniac, thank you. I can't hear shit.
Oh, what a unique cultural event! Larry King is trying to get this interview. He couldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been far too long since the Holocaust of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. GWAR says, let's bring
Back the bomb. Acting. Scott. Tempting that audience, tempting them to steal it. That was the plan all along. I was thinking of something much bigger, more look like a fat man. So it's so big you really couldn't grab it, but really lightweight, like a crab soccer ball. But yeah, changed their minds. Now some killing. The song worked well in 2024, especially in light of people sitting there saying Osama bin Laden, you know, gee, I like some of the things he has to say. You know, it's like this newfound Zoomer sympathy for Osama bin Laden. Not bleeding. Late again. Pisses me off. I was cringing when I filmed this sort of thing. And, you know, it ain't happening yet. That was a dry one, as we call it. Real late. Real late. The blood should be flying out the moment the the skin comes off. I like this visual right here. The still frames from this looked really cool, you know, during the edit. There's this flag flapping up behind him. You'll see the shot I'm talking about in a second. Yeah. Yeah, there. That's cool. The old blanket party. This is some of the blanket party. Gotta prime that pump, yo. This is F911. Yeah, that's true. So you have a 40, 30, 40, you know, foot line, and if you use it, if you switched over sometimes and the line isn't primed, there'll be a delay, a few second delay. But that's probably just as much a case of somebody wasn't on it.
Thank you. I'm glad you agree. There are quite a few of them.
Odorous mask was evil as fuck. I like it, says GWAR Slave. I like this one a lot too.
This song
I was saying it earlier, I think maybe I like it better than the one I sculpted.
friends in the
I think I have to say yes.
Let me explain.
And he's a big time influence was
In the church,
Night of the Demon. If you ever go look that up.
to give such good.
I could bring that up after this. And then you see, oh wow, yeah. It's a early 60s British horror film. He loved it, even though I found it tedious as hell. It's one of those, you know, dialogue-driven horror film that only has a monster reveal at the last 5-10 minutes, whatever. You know, you spend all this time, people talking. Oh, what happened? I don't know. 1957 flick. Generic beer would know. Expert on all things movies. My favorite era musically of GWAR. GWAR mix up their members because their identities weren't known, like the Residents? No, not really. The thing that's weird, and I was just talking about it to Matt today, is how sometimes we discontinue characters, even though sometimes we keep the same character, even though they've been played by different people over and over again. And then other times we just retire the character as soon as that person is gone. Obviously, Odorous Urungus is one of those, you know. But we've had 3 Beefcakes, you know, and that one switched several times. 3 Beefcakes of the modern era, let's put it that way. You know, Jizmac has been a constant ever since he replaced Niplius. So there's only been one Jizmac. There's only been one Odorous. There's only been one Sleazy. There's been only one Sexecutioner. There's been only one Techno. Kind of. Even though I did it at the same time as a joke, or became a joke early on. But after Corey died, for some reason, the decision was not to carry on Flatus like that. He made that character his own to such a degree. It's like I guess just decided we couldn't do another Flatus. God, he's great, isn't he? Don, have you seen new guitar character yet? I was just over there checking out the new actor, new performer. I went to the Slave Pit for the first time in Jesus, forever, today, to retrieve art that had ended up with Hunter. So I got my 6 panels back from the Skullhead Face comic. It is the longest comic I've ever drawn. I always wanted to be a comic artist, but I never put in the work, you know. And as soon as I discovered sculpting, it was just like graphics is it's hard. Graphics is hard. So that's why I really wanted those 6 panels back, because that's you know, I didn't do much. A lot of my art disappeared. A lot of it disappeared. The graphics, anyways. Look at Todd. He's fucking awesome, isn't he? Spitting. Look at him. He's badass. He looks like the enforcer of the band. This is what Beefcake should be, you know. I mean, for some reason, Mike Bishop was okay, but he was never tough, you know. So he's kind of this like over-armored sissy is the way he played him. I like the badassery of Beefcake. And it's played by Casey and Todd. Graphics is different now with computers. You can erase the paint and stuff. It's nuts. I love it. Sorry to admit it. The only thing I don't like is trying to ink or draw lines with computers. It just never looks right. It's weird. A line, when you blow up, when you take your graphics and you scan it, and then you blow it up to color it and look at the line quality, it's really rough. It's all sawtooth and uneven, you know, once you zoom in on your lines that you drew with ink. And so you go, oh, that looks terrible. And you start cleaning it up. You go in on a real small, fine level and clean those lines up and stuff. Try to make it more uniform. They just don't look right anymore. It's just crazy to me. It's just weird. I don't know why that is, but obviously that, shall we say, analog line quality has a life to it that is removed when you start cleaning it up digitally. But the coloring is great. The coloring is awesome. Fuck that airbrush. I mean, I did graphics. You sit there and put in 2 days, and then your paint feed bowl isn't in tight, and spunk falls out, spills on your artwork. Just destroyed 2 days' work. Make you suicidal, man. That shit'll make you suicidal. Admittedly, there is a similar thing. You foolishly do a whole bunch of work and then don't save, and you have a crash. Your computer crashes. Which would seem like it was a lot more common long ago than there is now. Just computers are just a lot more stable. for the most part. If you draw digitally, the pixel problem can be solved with soft GWAR. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. I love this song. I think this is an underappreciated. It's called again. Lost Gods, yes. Lost God. I think it's a cool song. Analog has a physical depth that software can't make as nicely, says Molten Salt. Well, you're going to have a tough time mimicking, especially oil and varnish paint. I learned that in school. Even acrylic, gouache, all the others can't mimic what oil varnish can do. Because oil and varnish, you can just thin the layers and they're transparent. What's underneath still comes through. You know, you can change something, change the color, but the previous color is still coming through. It's not like it's getting covered over. You can't really do that with acrylic. Once it's dry, that's it. The next layer is not going to be transparent. So that's why the masters knew that, and they could really just do insane shit with it. You get up on one of the Flemish masters pieces, and you're like, you know, it's mind-blowing. But they're taking advantage of that incredible translucent quality of oil varnish. They're going to model a statue making tutorial video again? Yes, Revan. Why haven't you? I don't know. You know why? Because I'm like, everything I'm doing is just, when I'm down there, I'm making shit and trying to stay up with orders. And I'm not making cool new stuff enough. And when I do, I need a better way to have the camera with me. I don't want to be sitting here pushing a camera around while handling plaster, or fiberglass, or urethane, and stuff like that. You know, thinking something wearable. I could do a GoPro, put it on my forehead like a headband, something like that. You just look where I'm looking. You know, I'm out of the shot, but you're just kind of looking where I'm looking, seeing what I'm doing. Painted on huge canvases, says Molten Salt. Not all of them. Some of them, yeah, Rubens, Delacroix. If you ever get a chance to go to the Louvre, there are several rooms of paintings they're just unbelievable. Rubens is one of them. He does like 24 by 10 foot canvases, and there's one after another. You could spend a lifetime just looking at the Rubens paintings in the Louvre. If you really wanted to study the detail. I found myself running through the museum because I realized, judging by the size, the map, and all that, I only had a day, you know. You'll never see it enough of it. I always like this sort of gore effect. It's half dummy, half real. You know, I hate the, like I said before, I hate the all dummy. That, of course, is well, yeah, you may not know, but that's Bobby Gorman as Bush. Lots of good guts. Sometimes we did a good job on guts. Sometimes we mailed it in. Took shortcuts. This one definitely. Scott Crawl primarily, I believe. He always did real good guts. I didn't do great guts because it was always secondary to me. You know, I was always thinking about trying to do masks and monsters. So I didn't do many of these kind of gore effects, honestly. Not often. That rib cage there is mine. That's one of those things, you know. You just make a standard mold, and then it becomes the go-to mold for some particular body part, and everybody uses it. So I did the decap shoulders, you know. That was mine, and they still have it. They're still making decaps with that exact same old mold. It's funny, right? And rib cage, same thing, you know. And Scott made a whole bunch of these cool Oregon molds, and you know, that's how stuff gets done. It's all just pieces and parts from all kinds of contributors. Yeah, the other guys, they would take the time to really form really cool looking intestines. Dave and I had a tendency to just roll together a bunch of latex clumps, you know. Cannot draw on a tablet. I can only put pencil to paper and do coloring and inking and sharing on the tablet. Let's see what you mean, Tanner. I try to, I do modify the inks on the computer, but I hate what it does to it. I mean, I'm able to clean up stuff that I need to, but every time I start to try to clean up lines, I don't like the look. So yeah, but the colors, it's great to do colors. They look exhausted.
This song is called Decay of Grandeur.
Great song. All right, I'm gonna piss. I'll be right back.
They say history is written in such ways. Within the space of a day. History is revealed.
Starts talking shit behind my back. A lot of good music on this. And I was always proud that Hyperreal overall, we always got good audio sound for live shows. Yeah. Doesn't sound like somebody's cell phone blowing out. You know. GWAR. I've told the story before, but it's still worth telling. Dave said one time he dropped acid. And he dropped acid before the show, and during the GWAR battle, he felt like it was real. You know? I can imagine in the middle of all that. One of the lamest characters ever. Bone Snapper. I guess he lost his shield. He used to have a shield on the other hand. It's gone. Oh, his spike comes right off. Oh, he's trying to get it back, too. He's looking down. It's like, oh, fuck. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Damn it. Now he's, like, walking around. Talking to Dave. Like, what do I do? I got nothing. My buckler's gone, and my mace is gone. Look at that thing. My favorite look of all time. The plastic Nylotron tube. GWAR's been on tour a lot. His horns are kind of mashed down now. He's a lot fresher and perkier for the Blood Drive tour. Now he's been on tour, he keeps getting packed in that freaking box, and like the horns over his eyes are smushed down. Teeth are crushed. They're crushed inwards. Just trying to function in costume through all that on acid is in there. I know. And oh, somebody hit the blood and just turned on. That's what Dave was saying. That's pathetic. He's pissed. He knows. Still looks cool. Oh, so yeah, they got his spike back so he could bite it off. That was the whole point. You know, oh no. Now he's supposed to spew on the audience. Yeah. Is it spewing? Probably not. So the whole concept of Bone Snapper initially, when Bobby came up with it, was one arm is just an attachment that's not really controlled. And that was the one that held the buckler. The other arm held the spike mace, and one arm controlled the head. So that's what it's doing. You're down here, and he's supposed to be controlling that head with his hand, like this, and work the mace hand with the other. So the arm that just got ripped off is the one that's just suspended. You know, it's just a suspended extension. See? He has green blood, I guess. Because he's a turtle. Right on the cameraman, the pit cameraman. Good view there. Got too much spew on the lens to be much usable, but it was there. Don't worry, Bone Snapper. I've got this. Just doing a little narration there for you. Right. Oh, he's going to hit it first. Tenderize it a bit. GWAR remind me of the work of William Stout. Well, it's amazing he's proportioned as well as he is, considering that he's a lot of restrictions, you know, trying to put a human operator in there. Gave him a real short torso, sort of. He has no arms at this point. It's one of those things that it didn't get around to for the longest time. And boy, they needed him. They really did. He needed those arms. I always hate when GWAR backs out instead of falling down. But, you know, if you're going to do a live show, it's a pain in the ass to have a big dead GWAR on stage, you know, when you're going to do the encore, right? Everybody's got to come back out, not trip over them. Plus, it's harder to get out of the costume. So basically, we have a gantry, you know, and GWAR hooks back up to it and allows the operator to get out of it a lot easier than trying to crawl out of them while he's dead on the ground. But I always liked that better. I always liked him dead on stage during the encore, you know. And, one of the slaves having to squirm at him. Scott. Not one of the slaves. It was usually Scott. I think I did I might have done GWAR 2.0 once or twice as a fill-in. But it was almost always Scott. All three of the later versions. I think everybody took a shot at GWAR 1. I played him, was miserable. Chuck played him. I think Mike Delaney might have played him. I've heard arguments. I nominate this greatest GWAR song of all time. The masterpiece. Call it the masterpiece. That's what it is. It's the masterpiece. Right up. It's funny though when you bring up William Stout, Tim McCrea. Certainly was aware of him. I didn't use him for any kind of reference on that GWAR. It was supposed to make him undead, so it was supposed to be exposed, kind of Cretaceous sort of bone on some parts, and I guess more fantasy dragon-ish on the other. So if you look at him, he's got exposed muscle, bone on one side, and a dragony thing going on the other. Problem was we didn't do enough with the body. Could have had the body have some of that. But I think shortcuts had to be taken for time. So, you know, body, we didn't have any zombie wounds on it. But you know, he was supposed to be brought back from the dead. This version, you know, supposed to be whatever toxic chemicals brought him back. John Kerry. Why are we killing John Kerry? 2004. Is he about to run for president again? I guess this would be, yeah, he'd go up against Clinton. Right? No? Oh, yeah, okay. He ran against Bush in 2004. Shit. That's like when the head hangs on by a flap. Let him do the ham bone on his leg. Pet Cemetery dinosaur. Yeah, Jim of Korea, that's basically what he was supposed to be. Surprised we do just 2 decaps in the same show. Did we do 2 decaps? Like start it off with a decap and finish with a decap? Ah, gonna finish with maggots, huh? Needs Danielle backup vocals. Subscriber. Coogan, welcome aboard. Gorgor would kick Godzilla's ass, says Revan. Generic Beer says no. No. I'm gonna have to give it to Godzilla for size. And the death ray, the death beam. This is a weird fucking critter. Well, ultimately, not that successful, I guess. You can tell when something's successful, it has a long, recurs a lot. When something isn't that good, it's just sort of like, yeah, okay. Just one off, 1 tour, 2 tours, and it's gone. Jucifer should have been a recurring character. I think that's a great one. And the reason why it isn't is because we stupidly left the costume in Europe. Jucifer is just a perfect recurring character. Comes out, tries to lure the band into selling out, you know, and then when they don't do it, he tries to kill them, and they have to kill him back. I mean, it's a standalone sketch. Be endless, you know, and at least it has a reason for being a raison d'être. Well, unlike this thing, just a random thing that comes out and starts fighting with GWAR. Well, you can see his goddamn arms. Oh man, I would lose it. That makes me hit the toilet. Where's Don? He's on the John right now. Why? Because he can't stand this creature. That could easily be available. All you have to do is wear a black spandex shirt, sleeves, black sleeves. That's all you need. Audience would never notice it. We would never have noticed it. But instead, you know, like out of nowhere, this creature suddenly has a flesh-colored skin in one specific place. Bad creatures make you poop, says Dark Beth. Exactly. Oh, I was infamous for it. Where's Don? He's on the toilet. He's got the newspaper. We even worked it into one of our sketches, you know. GWAR's looking for Sleazy. He's on the can of the newspaper. Duddy, thank you. Appreciate it. Brendan the Gent. Lol. GWAR is a kaiju. More or less. I don't think he's big enough, honestly. I think it's just a legitimate dinosaur. He's you know, he's Jurassic Park. Really what he is. Same thing. It's just a rejuvenated, resuscitated dinosaur. There was a Tommy the Toilet that GWAR toured with as well. I wonder if that subconsciously was part of it. Oh, and you know, I haven't done It's Sleazy. Guess I'm going to have to run that. I jumped over it. Last two shows, I jumped over it.
All the way from the Hello album, we remain
Pure,
as
the Arctic snow. Funny story about that. We were early on a tour. We were doing New York, and we had a small show. We had a show, and lesser known show, I guess, probably the Roseland in Manhattan. We did a show at Staten Island, and I swear to God, Staten Island is a land a long time forgot. That's a weird place. But anyways, we run into this crew. They make friends with us, and within within 15 minutes, it felt like a whole sitcom, you know, comedy had played out with us unwittingly being characters in it. These guys are talking to us, and they're like, yeah, you know, your song, Pure as the Arctic Snow, it speaks to us. It speaks to us, man. The music, your words, speaks to us. And then while I'm standing there talking to him, somebody driving by hits him with an egg. Perfect shot. I mean, I was right next to him, so the fact they missed me and hit him was just like, thank you. Later on, I was going, yeah, Bimpses? Do you like some Bimpses? We can get you some Bimpses. Is Zach the new guitarist, says Robert. Are you talking about our new guitarist right now, guitarist? I don't know. Right now, it's a guy from Cancer Christ who's filling in. I'm not sure if it's a temp thing or permanent. But the debate, as I was talking about before, was discontinuing the character Pustulus or not. Now you have to make that guitar change it every time. That's okay. I was lukewarm about Pustulus anyways as a character, honestly. I like the Miocene era, you know, super gigantic mammal, mammoth skin, whatever, mammoth skulls and all that, saber-tooth tigers. I dug it, but ultimately felt like it didn't come together as well as maybe Yeah, it would have if I'd have done it. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. Just kidding. But, yeah, everybody feels that way anyway. It's like that. Did I miss anything? I saw one of those big, exciting red banners go by. But I guess I gotta monetize YouTube. But if you guys want to contribute money, right now I can do it on Rumble or Twitch. See you this Halloween. I think this is the one where the lights come up and it shows a bunch of the audience. God, I gotta piss again. This sucks. Yeah. Pulls out. So Jeremy Smith. He was the one who mixed. He was the one who mixed the Violence Has Arrived album, and that's my favorite sounding album. I think he's great. I really do. Were you ever at Chico, California shows? I seen 4 shows. They're ex-cops. Can't remember if Sleazy was there, says Robert. Well, thanks. Certainly sounds familiar. Certainly sounds familiar. Would we have done that in 2008? 2008 was my last national tour. Boy, that looks like a well-worn audience, man. They're getting the last of the spew shot on them. So that's how they empty the tanks. Audience seemed to like it, and we didn't want to take it with us, you know. So just unload the rest of it on the audience. And yeah, they love it. Part of the whole cathartic experience. And those of you who are too pussified to be in the slam pit during the show can run up there now and get your blood all over you, so it makes it look like you were into it hardcore. But I love this. I love this whole after the show, footage of these people, man. So look at them, man. They've had this awesome bonding experience. You can tell. There's nothing like it. And then you go home, your parents go, "What the fuck happened to you?" Or you're on your way home, you stop at the convenience store with your friends, and all the people inside the store are looking at you like there's something wrong with you. Right? Look at these guys are making angels in it, man. Oh, there's plenty of blood there. You have to wash it all down get the hose out, man. Scrub brush. Probably a good idea. Use some OxyClean. Something to take out the red. It's always a problem. The worst example of what problems blood of our shows caused was we did one at the Dragon Con, and we did it at the whatever it is, that big fancy hotel that they hold it at. And we spewed all over the audience, and we didn't take into account, or we told them, hey, we put plastic everywhere, so everything was pretty much kept tidy where the show was. But once the people had been spewed all over after the show, they walk out and they're all walking through the hotel and they're sitting on the furniture and they're leaving big fucking red stain prints, and they're going up in their rooms and they're doing the same thing to all the furniture in their rooms. And needless to say, I don't think that hotel wanted us back after that. Definitely not worth it. Any venues ever get angry over all the spew? Once we'd been on tour for a while, everybody knew what to expect, And you're kind of well established at clubs where you basically return to a bunch, frequently. And so, you know, but I think a couple times in Europe, people didn't know quite what to expect, and so they didn't like the cleanup. But overall, I think you know, GWAR's infamous for it. Any of your cameras or equipment get destroyed by the spew? No. So that was the thing, right? I'd always build a nice plastic tent housing, whatever you want to call it, for the VX2000. I think I was using a VX1000. The in the pit stuff is VX1000. It was a cheap camera, kind of. Well, I got it used. If I'd have lost it, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But at the same time, I would hate to have lost it because, you know, I only had 3 cameras. And so, well, at that point, I guess I had 4. Or no, I borrowed one. Tim Marion, who would help film as well. Timmy Marion would also loan me a camera. I think it might have been in the pit for this show. I'd have to look at the thing. So yeah, I went to the slave pit today for the first time in forever. And it wasn't a small deal for me. Because a bunch of graphics that Hunter had, that I had done, and I was in his possession. I finally was able to get it back. Yeah. Here's the duo verse of Absurdity comic. I guess that's a new one that just came out. It was a graphic novel. Story looks pretty good, actually. Like one of the better, stronger stories. So I guess that helped. But this is an interesting, you know, look at you know, how we would work. It's like here's a sketchbook, and I guess it was mine. I think it was my girlfriend's. I'll show you why I think it was my girlfriend's originally from college. But I kept her carried around, and then all of us alternately, every member of GWAR kind of would draw in it, right? So here's an early pencil for I think this was used, eventually became a t-shirt design. It's all GWAR standing around, and this guy is cutting his mom's head off, you know, in tribute. That was one of the jokes Dave would make all the time. Bring your mom's head to the show and get tickets half price. And so, yeah, here's the cartoon of Dave drawing it. Dave drawing the cartoon. Wow, I'm glad I got a hold of this. It was really worth some. And then we got, looks like Chuck Varga doing a couple of quickie sketches on the back here. Back of this. This has bat-shaped helicopters. Dave doing a few bat-shaped helicopter sketches. So this sketch pad kind of saw a lot of people like just doodling ideas in it, coming up with ideas. Here is some of Chuck's comics. So here is a comic, and I don't recall this one very much. It probably just appeared in a copy of Slave Pit Funnies, I'm guessing. And I guess it was inked later on, or lettered later on in post, maybe somehow. Like in after it was scanned, maybe. Guessing. This is great. This is beautiful. I love this. This is a Chuck Varga gizmoglobin extraction machine. Nice, huh? I love it. Got that retro 50s look. And here's some panels. his panels, or one of his panels from Skullhead Face. This is the skull, well, not Skullhead Face, this is, excuse me, this is the, yeah, Skullhead comic. So this is one of his panels. And you can tell he took on this part, because this is one of the parts he really, you know, when we brainstormed the whole story of Skullhead Face, Chuck, you know, played a big part in coming up with character Boss Glom, Glomco, Gizmo Globin. In fact, I'm pretty sure Gizmo Globin was something he came up with, which was this, you know, as it kind of is hints at in the movie, this undescribable element that, you know, if you're only cool rock stars have in abundance as opposed to ordinary people. Lots of Gizmo Globin. This is really cool. It's a transparency. I love how clean those lines look. This is another. This is a Chuck Vargo with a Dave Brocky ink. That's a good combo. When they did good stuff together. Yeah. Chuck Varga pencil with Dave Brocky ink, and it's done as a really nice transparency. It's really clean looking. It's always the problem with all my art. Whenever I just having clean areas between the lines, you know. Did anybody in GWAR get into Mike Deanna comic sleazy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with him. Here's a Chuck Varga design sketch. Everybody took their shots at Skullhead Face. Dave was his idea to put the goofy bunny slippers on him. You know, I always like that detail. But that's a Chuck Varga drawing and ink. Here's some more of another one of his comics. He's very stylish at this point. I can tell he's kind of probably influenced by people in underground, especially Peter Bagg and whatnot. It's less Robert Williams-ish and more Peter Bagg-ish looking, I think, kind of. Tales of this Executioner, a split decision. I think that's where somebody gets cut in half, which was an idea that I did this first, as you'll see the artwork for later on. So this is a recurring theme: people getting chopped in half, falling in half like this. This kid, what is it? Executioner takes out his mom for him. Here we go. Oh, this is it again. Let's see, that was, so here's the same panel finished. So this is finished correctly. There we go. But yeah, those panels like that was Chuck's specialty. Is just, you know, Basil Wolverton, Big Daddy Raw, Robert Williams grossness, you know. Good at that. Yeah, same thing. Here it is again. The panel's finished and inked. Nice and clean. Much better than my work as far as clean panels, that is. Which is what we're getting to now. So, yeah, these are the 6 panels I did for Skullhead Face. All right, this is the story of Sleazy trying to escape to Antarctica in a helicopter and getting shot down. And this here is Zipatone. I had Zipatone I was using, which over time, being that this is over what? Over 30 years, 35 years, that Zipatone is turning yellowish. That's him. He's like, hey, he's in his plane. He's like, hey, you'll never take me alive. He's shooting back, and then the helicopter gets shot down. And then there's a sequence of his. It gets blown up, and then he crashes, and then he is attacked by man-eating penguins. Right? That was something that was always evolving. You know, it'd be hard to say who really came up with a man-eating carnivorous penguins. Probably something that was said in an interview or something like that as a joke, and it kept growing. So that always stayed with us, the carnivorous penguins. And Sleazy dispenses them, he shoots them all. And then after that he's walking along, and that's when he sees the temple. Right? Zipatone was how I could avoid, I could do stuff without color. Beat the shit out of cross-hatching. But you can see, it looks cool. It's like this yellowing here and here. That's just happened because of age, the age of the panel. Probably heat was stored someplace where it got hot, I'm guessing. Probably an attic. So he's discovered the tomb, and he peeks in, and he goes down, and then he's there inside the temple, and then he sees the sun coming through this hole, and he takes off his jacket, just like the comic, and the sun bounces off his disco jacket and illuminates all of GWAR and thaws them out, and they fall out, and they come after him. And in an abbreviated way, he talks his way out of it, or getting killed by bribing them with cocaine. It's like, oh, they're gonna kill me. And, yep. And then, long story short, it just jumps straight to he's got him back in his apartment there in New York, and he's got him, addicted to the ordinary, human lifestyle of TV, drugs, stuff like that. This is weird. I didn't really understand this, so I don't know if somebody was taking another attempt at the blood letters or what, or this was a prototype design of the original Scum Dogs of the Universe blood prototype letters, but definitely doesn't have the as good a look, but it's similar enough. It looks like it was been done by the same designer, but I can't tell. I really don't know. I don't know. And here's some sort of, probably everybody was throwing around the ideas for this Toilet Earth, or Toilet Earth. I did a Toilet Earth concept design, and it looks like Chuck was playing with something here. This kind of reminds me of the direction that Dave ultimately went with, where he went up to Northern Virginia and he did his version that I hated. It was Photoshop. It was bad Photoshops, but it was brand new. The whole Photoshopping, concept was brand new. So not it's understandable, but still could have done better if we just drew it, painted it. It's just a mock-up, page mock-up for the comic. Looks like page mock-up for Vote GWAR. Vote Sleazy or you're whacked. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Exact same. Yep. So all of these. See, these are all preliminary sketches. Here's an interesting one. Here's my more or less the finished design. A design depiction of the flesh column from the movie. And you can see all the different kinds of characters in there, right? So I guess that is, yeah, we had Marilyn Monroe in the middle. Elvis, Viking soldier, Nazi, Vietnam vet, skull head face. Terrible idea for a monster, just completely unwieldy. Way better when we did it for the stage later on. Wouldn't you know it? This is the best thing that I was able to get back, I think. I'm so happy to have this. People love this drawing. It's a classic. I'll probably do a poster version of this and reissue it. Make it into a t-shirt. Yeah, this is going to be a t-shirt. I'm going to color it, make it awesome, and yeah, I'm going to make that into a t-shirt. What do you say? Anybody? Any takers? I know this is a popular design because I've seen it tattooed on several people. So yeah, it was. This is one of the. We all took a shot at what Ragnarok album. We all took We all took turns illustrating one of the song. The lyrics for one of the songs. Right. I did Bad Bad Men, and I guess this is Think You Ought to Know This. I would assume that's what that's for. Not sure. Maybe it's something else, actually. It could be something else. I think You Ought to Know This is. I did that with just Photoshop pictures. It's a general and a gray alien standing next to each other. Here's a Xerox of a preliminary sketch for the Shit Hits the Fans drawing design. Eventually became a shirt. Here's a preliminary drawing, early. Maybe it was just inked halfway and then Xeroxed just to see what was going on. But this was one of the Slave Pit Funnies. I did a 4-pager? Slave Pit Funnies 4-pager with GWAR, I think it was. Here's just a logo for Sleazy. It was penciled by me but inked by Dave. Dave was good at inking it. I think he improved a lot of people's art when he would ink. Here's I think this is Bad Bad Men. This is illustration for that. So that one line in the song, once shot a man for snoring too loud. That's what it's supposed to be. Jizmac with a minigun. Here, oh yeah, here's more of that. Those pages. I enjoyed drawing that comic. I enjoyed coloring it. I got the color the way I wanted to. Goddamn, the colors they used in the, I did 4 panels. What was it? 4 panels that were pretty mediocre for the, what was it? Orgasmageddon. 4 book series. And I did 4 pages, whatever, for that. They had somebody else color my shit. It was just like fucking terrible, man. I hated that. Absolutely dull, dreary colors. Here's looks like, I'm guessing this is just possibly a when I did the Scumdogs design, when I did the Scumdog of the Universe letters, blood letters, for the album, then we took it and we started making it into a t-shirt, silkscreen. That looks like what it is. It looks like it's made for t-shirt silkscreen. It looks like we just So we had 2 silk screens, and we didn't even have the ability to make them register, right? To do a 2-color. Normally when you have a 2-color, you have a rack, and so when the shirt comes, when the screen comes down on the shirt, it's held in place, on a special rack, and the silk screens are registered with each other to come down correctly. And we would just sit there and we would just take the silk screen and lay it on top of the shirt while it's on a hard surface like a table or something like that, and scrape the paint through. And so this is probably just a test. Did some black. We pushed some black through for the Scum Dogs letters. Looks like that's what it feels like. Looks like. This is just a. This is color Xerox, and I don't know what happened to the original. Oh, I know what happened to the original. I think I've got it. Color Xerox of the original. So here was, remember I said that design where the person's getting split in half? This is a rarity. This is a fucking total rarity, man. And I hadn't seen this in so long. But this was my design for a shirt or cover or something like that. Executioner is saying, know thy duality. And you got the punk rocker holding the Bible, being disgusted by the experience, and you got the super square religious guy. He's holding the bong, and he thinks it's great. He's like, cool, or whatever. So that's what he's saying. Yeah, awesome. Anyways, it's a drawn by me and inked by Dave. So yeah, Dave inked almost all my early GWAR drawings. Dave would ink them as the next example comes up. And this is great. This is my might be my earliest graphic for GWAR ever. So this was the Schaefer Court Show. So we did this in fall of '86. And that's exactly what this is. It's drawn by me, inked by Dave. You can see by this character, it's obviously supposed to be Dave. That's my caricature of him. And that's supposed to be Colette. And I think this is more or less supposed to be Mike Delaney. He used to have a flat top just like this, and he's got the VCU shirt on. And then that's Scott. That's Chris Bopst, more or less, his ball sack back there. Yeah. Not sure who other people are supposed to be, but whatever. Yeah. More Chuck Varga. This is cut out for some reason. There's some more Chuck Varga. Yeah, he's going to be happy. I'll be able to send him a nice package. So I'm not sure what this story is. Probably something that was for Slave Pit Funnies. Here's a redesign of Ballsack. This is interesting. This is kind of a redesign of Ballsack. Make them more cyborg Ballsack. It's kind of neat. And interesting, there's drawing on the back, but I'm not sure if this paper is folded in half or what. I don't get it. Because it's like this. Oh, okay, that's the way he drew it. I thought maybe it was folded in half. But this is interesting. So, cyborgy redesign of, I guess, Flatus, maybe? Because Flatus had big horns like this, big horned helmet like this early on. Another one. Just some loser in a toilet. I'm not exactly sure what that pertained to. See the little maggot in a rowboat there? Yeah, Chuck was the one who turned me on to Zipatone. And I really appreciated it, Zipatone. I always liked it. You can see, same issue. Yellowing here. Where it's cut off from the other pieces. Flopsy. Done by Chuck Varga. Let's see here. And now the sketchbook. Just random fucked up sketches. You can see different versions of, here's my 3 kind of breakdown quickies of the kid sawing his mom's head off t-shirt idea. And this was the more complete one. It's like, you know, the blood was supposed to spell GWAR. Whereas, you know, Dave put GWAR here and then had the blood spell out world domination, which I thought was kind of dumb because, you know, it's a lot of letters to spell out with blood, you know. And another logo. Here's another one he's doing. The same idea. Now the GWAR is up here spelled in, I don't know what, some kind of corpses or whatever. GWAR is standing on top of it. The kid's down here. It's interesting how many variations. This is an interesting little clue right here. This is a crucial little piece, right? This is how we work together, right? And this is why it can be, you know, who did what can be contentious. But initially, I did this design, and I was going to use it as kind of armored scales, diamond-shaped scales for the Flatus character. And it's a bat, you know, it's a bat clutching an eye, right? The wings, and it's supposed to form basically a basic diamond-shaped, right? And I made a mold for that, and it ended up being used on Slimenstra instead of Flatus. This, I made a mold of this kind of diamond-shaped skull scale, and that did end up getting used on Flatus. But anyways, Hunter came along. Whoops, I can't point right. Hunter came along and basically just did away with the bat head and the 2 claws holding this eye in the wings. You know, he used that with the hand underneath holding it as that became the GWAR logo, you know, one of the famous GWAR logos. So, you know, people were always constantly sort of, we'd end up passing ideas consciously or unconsciously to each other, you know. And shit would get done like that. Stuff would come together like that. Here's some sort of redo, I'm guessing, of Flatus's character, maybe, or someone else. Might have been transitional drummer situation. We went from, for a while, we went from Rob Mosby to this guy, Pete Lee. Lee Beto. What do we call him? Pete Lee? No, it's not Pete Lee. Pete Lee was a guitarist. The short-lived drummer. And I don't know if that was maybe something that we were expecting him to wear. Here's some quickie sketches of the updated Bozo Destructo. You can see I'm influenced by Soyuz rockets, Soviet rockets. That's what that is. Ep911, great art expo you got going, bro ham. Well, thanks, Ep911. I hope that's not sarcastic. You know, I guess the title of the show explains it all, right? Yeah. Here's another poster. Shock Rock Showcase featuring GWAR, Broomhilda, Serial Killers, Norman Bates, and the Showerheads. I'm going to guess that could have been in Philadelphia? especially since we're playing with serial killers. I'm kind of surprised that Broomhilda headlining over serial killers. I wonder if that was where it was. Doesn't say. But that's a Chuck Varga poster design. So, yeah. Black guy sucking a cock for some reason. Here is an idea that never happened. Probably shoulda, coulda. Otis' penis, keeps growing. The cuttlefish keeps growing. And here it is. Here it comes. Now it's this large monster, right? It comes out on stage. Here, it shoots white venom. Something like that, I guess. Spews something out of its mouth at the audience and members of GWAR, right? It could have worked. That looks creepy. Ugh. Well, we got notes here. Penny prizes. Clairvoyance, plasma surprise, disintegrator ray, fucked up Play-Low, teleportation. What the hell? Must be some sort of rules to a game. It looks like notes or something from a game of Melee. Because this here, right here, that die. 1, 2, 3 on a die gives you 4, 5, 6 die. 4, 5 die sputter. 4, 5, 6 gives you 9, 7, 5 blaster. Some kind of weapons, I guess. And this is how we kind of figured out. I think this is this old notepad where it comes from. This is my girlfriend. And she drew, well, me. I was laying on the bed, probably asleep or reading a book or something like that. Just random sketches of, it looks like a saw wheel, trying to come up with a working, buzzsaw, prop buzzsaw. Was a sleazy shooting some guy. I don't know what that's all about. Just nonchalantly, just shooting him. How sleazy can you get? And there's some Dave sketches. Cool, huh? Some odorous designs. Obviously, here's a prototype, I think, of Bozo Destructo, what his new weapon was going to be like. And then I went for a hammer instead of this. Originally, though, the meat tenderizer looked more like this. Let's see. Here's a more detailed close-up front end of the gigantic phallus. It's very alien-like. No mistaking that. You see its claws there. Let's see, what else? That terrible t-shirt design, ended up hating. Because of the colors. They used the wrong colors, Winterland, for one. Design wasn't that great. The colors ruined it. Here is pencil. This is probably original pencil, I'm guessing, of the Vote Sleazy or Whacked. I don't know why it's not inked. It's weird, man. Looks like it's fully penciled, and I don't understand why the ink was never finished. It's crazy to me. So I thought this was a real surprise. So remember I was talking about this toilet Earth, and people trying to come up with their designs. was kind of between. I think you had one that was Chuck, and then had me and Dave, and there we go. This is this acetate over pencil, so it's kind of looks kind of off, but that was my submission, and you know, kind of corny, comic booky, but well colored. That would have popped on a CD sized image a lot better than those little stupid Photoshop, you know, critters jumping around on the planet that we ended up with. Here's the acetate. I guess if you put it over, if you put it on white paper, here's just the pencil. See here on just the pencil. Ugh, it's glaring. You can tell it's glaring. I can't give you a good. There's the best view. So it doesn't glare. Anyhow, it's like if not that design used, it should have been something where the characters are that big, you know, in the panels. That was always GWAR's problem. They were acting like they were painting on the Sistine Chapel. And it's like, no, dumb shit. You're walking into a record store, you got a little 4x4 image. That's all you got to work with. You got 4x4 image. You got to make. How do you think you make a postage stamp interesting? Well, you just got to have a graphically simple, strong image, you know. And at the very least, right, the character should be large in the frame. I can't be having the flea circus. Thank you, Vernon Ray. The flea circus. That's what you end up with. But, you know, that was the way it was in GWAR. I'm not the only one who, I was just listening to Matt today talk about how the last album should have been done by Simon Bisley again. And Simon Bisley was going to do 2 albums, 2 pieces of art, but got to keep the originals. Keep 2 pieces of art, keep the originals. That means he sells it, turns around and resells it to collectors, you know, which is standard in the industry. For $5,000. Matt had a deal worked out. Simon Bisley is going to do 2 pieces of art, one the album cover and something else for $5,000. And the idiots who don't know what they're, you know, the people who don't know art got involved, which is the way things work now because there's too many musician chefs and, you know, in the kitchen. And they got involved, and we ended up with a not as good an artist or name artist or as good art and paid $7,000. I probably shouldn't even be talking about that. It's kind of like too much inside baseball, but you know, it was people getting sticking their nose in, and the sticking point for some stupid reason was that I didn't like Bisley getting the original art. It's like, no, that's standard in the business. That's the only reason why these guys will put up doing comic book panels for $200 a page, because they can turn around and sell the art. If they're a decent artist, they can go around and sell the panels, and that, you know, that makes it worth it. But anyways, yeah. So bad decisions get made, and graphically, GWAR has a knack for it, really. All that time, all that graphics, and we never quite made a T-shirt design as good as some of the other great bands, you know. Iconic. Say like the Misfits shirt, you know, the original Scarlet Skull, whatever, Scarlet Skull. Speaking of which, let's see here. I have a tabletop? Just because I was talking about it before. Do I have a tabletop or do I have to add it? I'll add it. What did I do wrong? I just wanted to show you this before I left. That was a screen capture. Screen capture or browser source. Okay. So remember we talked about Dave's influences. And I said Night of the Demon. And, 1957. Night of the Demon. You can see it here in a poster, but let me go to the images. There we go. That's a pretty good image of it. Let's see here. Oh, gotta pee bad. What do you say? Yeah? Definitely can see it. Definitely can see it. He loved that creature. Heavily influenced by it. As he said himself. Lord HP, thank you. Much appreciated. So with that in mind, yeah, my old man bladder making me quit. I'll see you tomorrow night on Rumble, as usual. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight and listening to my drivel. Appreciate it. Let's see here. See if I said thank you to all the support that everybody threw around. Everybody on Twitch. Let's see. VJ ENIAC is on. So you Twitchers, if you want to join us for a raid, let's go for a raid over to VJ ENIAC. Let's blow them up, everybody. Let's blow them up. Yep. Oh, I gotta pee so bad. Anyways, yeah, see you tomorrow night. And guess what? We're gonna run on the 3D cinema Sunday night. That's right. Get ready for torture. You John McCain's out there. We'll see how many you can take it. All right. Sleazy P Martini checking out. To the rest of yous who aren't on Twitch, just letting you know, once again, I'll see you tomorrow night and Sunday.